You know that moment. You're standing outside the shower. The water is already running cold, and you're just standing there, taking deep breaths, giving yourself a little pep talk. Okay, you can do this. Just get in. And you're staring at that cold water like it has personally offended you. You've seen the videos. The high-performance CEOs, the fitness influencers, the wellness people who wake up at 5 a.m., jump into ice baths, and seem genuinely excited about it. And they all say the same thing. If you want to discipline your mind, if you want to feel alive, if you want to fix your anxiety and your focus and your mood, you have to get in the cold water. And look, there's something real there. Cold showers work. They give you a jolt. They wake you up. They do produce a real chemical response in your body. I'm not here to say they're useless, but I want to ask you something. What if the most powerful way to shift your brain, the fastest, the most accessible, the one that actually lasts, doesn't require you to suffer in cold water at all? What if it takes 5 seconds and you can do it anywhere, in your car, at your desk, in bed before you even get up? Today, we're looking at both, honestly. Cold showers versus the 5-second brain reset. What each one actually does inside your brain, which one works better for long-term mood, and which one you can realistically keep doing 5 years from now. Stay until the end, because I'm going to show you exactly how to do the 5-second reset. And there's one version of it, the version you do right before sleep, that most people skip. That's the one that changes your mornings permanently. Don't skip it. Let's start with cold showers, because they deserve a fair look before we compare them to anything. When you step into cold water, your body reads it as a threat. Not a serious, life-threatening one, but enough of one to trigger your survival response. Your heart rate goes up. Your breathing gets sharp and fast. Your brain floods with adrenaline and noradrenaline. And for a few minutes, your brain is so focused on managing the physical experience of being cold that it doesn't have room for the anxiety spiral you were in 2 minutes ago. Your inner monologue shuts up, not because you fixed anything, but because your brain is too busy dealing with the cold. That is a real benefit. The adrenaline spike does wake you up. Research shows that cold exposure also produces a modest spike in dopamine, the motivation and focus chemical, that can last for a few hours afterward. Some studies show increases in mood and alertness following cold water immersion. These are real effects, not placebo. But here's the problem that nobody talks about in the cold shower content. All of those effects are temporary. The adrenaline fades. The dopamine returns to baseline. And if the habits that were draining your mood before the shower are still running, the constant scrolling, the poor sleep, the overnight stress marinating, then they're still draining your mood after the shower. You've had a brief break from the noise. You haven't changed the source of the noise. Cold showers are a physical reset. They work on the outside to produce a temporary shift on the inside. And temporary shifts are useful, but they're not the same as rewiring. They don't build anything that wasn't there before. They just interrupt, briefly. And the next morning, you're standing outside that cold shower again. Same anxiety, same internal friction, different temperature. Here's something worth being honest about. The reason so many of us are drawn to cold showers, ice baths, intense workouts, and other physical extremes is not really because we love discipline. It's because we're looking for something strong enough to override how we feel on the inside. Most of us are running on a reward system that's been pushed to its limits. We spend all day getting tiny hits of excitement from our phones, a notification, a new post, a reaction to something we shared. Our brains get used to that constant low-level stimulation. And then when real life is quiet, when there's no screen and no noise and no new thing happening, it feels flat, empty, like something is wrong, even when nothing is. That flatness is what happens when your brain's reward system has been overstimulated for too long. The things that used to feel good, a quiet evening, a slow walk, a conversation that goes somewhere real, start to feel dull. Not because those things changed, because your brain's baseline changed. And when we feel that flatness, we look for something strong enough to cut through it. Cold water cuts through it. So does a really intense workout, or a scary movie, or a big argument, or anything that produces a sharp enough physical reaction to make us feel something again. But none of those things fix the baseline. They just temporarily override it. The 5-second reset works differently. It doesn't try to override your internal state with a stronger external signal. It goes directly to the source, your nervous system, your thought patterns, your brain's reward circuitry, and creates a small, deliberate shift from the inside. Not shocking the outside to distract the inside, actually changing what's happening in there. So what is the 5-second reset? Let me be simple and specific about this, because I don't want it to sound like a magic trick. It's not a magic trick. It's a very small, very specific interruption to the neural pathway that's running when you're anxious, spiraling, or emotionally stuck. And it works because of how the brain actually processes emotional states. When you're in an anxiety spiral or a low mood, your brain is running a loop. The same thoughts feeding the same feelings, feeding the same thoughts. The loop has momentum, and the harder you try to think your way out of it, by reasoning with yourself, by telling yourself to calm down, by analyzing why you feel this way, the more mental energy you give to the loop, it grows. That's why just calm down is the most useless advice in the world. You're fighting the loop with your brain, but the loop is your brain. The 5-second reset doesn't fight the loop. It interrupts it at the level of your body, not your thoughts. And there are 3 specific ways to do it depending on where you are and what you're dealing with. Reset 0-1, for when anxiety or a spiral hits fast. The breath interrupt, 5 seconds that stop the loop through your body. The moment you feel anxiety starting, that tight feeling, the racing thoughts, the sense that something is wrong, you do one thing. 2 short, sharp inhales through your nose, then 1 long, slow exhale through your mouth. That's it. Do it twice. The whole thing takes about 10 seconds. This breathing pattern is called the physiological sigh. Researchers at Stanford, including Dr. Andrew Huberman, have studied it extensively. What it does is physically activate the part of your nervous system that calms you down, the parasympathetic branch. It works faster than any other breathing technique because the double inhale inflates the small air sacs in your lungs that have been partially collapsed by stress, and the long exhale slows your heart rate directly. Your brain registers this as a signal that the threat has passed. You can do this at your desk, in your car, in the bathroom at work, in bed when you wake up anxious at 3 a.m. You cannot take a cold shower at 3 a.m. in the dark while trying not to wake your family. This one you can do in the dark, lying down in complete silence. That accessibility is not a small thing. That's the difference between a tool you actually use and one you only use when conditions are perfect. Reset 0-2, for the background mood that's just off for no clear reason. The 10-second good moment, training your brain to notice what it usually misses. Here's something about your brain that sounds simple but has a big impact on how you feel every day. Your brain is designed to notice problems more than it notices good things. Not because you're a negative person, because for most of human history, missing a threat was more dangerous than missing something nice. So your brain prioritizes the bad and lets the good slip through without really registering. This means that good moments are happening in your day that your brain barely records. Not because they're not there, but because your brain doesn't naturally hold on to them long enough for them to make a difference to how you feel. The fix is 10 seconds. When something small and good happens, your coffee is right, a moment of quiet lands, something comes together easily, someone is kind. You stop for 10 seconds. You actually feel it in your body, not just notice it in your head. You let it settle. Let it register somewhere below your thoughts. 10 seconds is the minimum amount of time a positive experience needs to transfer from short-term processing into actual memory. Under 10 seconds, it evaporates. Over 10, your brain stores it. And stored positive experiences change your baseline over time, much more than cold water does. Reset 03, the one I told you not to skip. The 8-second sleep signal, the reset that changes your mornings permanently. This is the one that most people miss, and it's the most powerful of the three for long-term mood. Not because it's complicated, it's actually the simplest one, but because it happens at the exact right moment. Right before you fall asleep, not earlier in your evening, right at the edge of sleep when your eyes are closing. You spend 8 seconds thinking of one small thing from your day that went okay. Real and specific, not a big win, just okay. You handled something. You made one person smile. You finished one thing. You had one moment of peace. You hold that thought for 8 seconds, and you let it be a feeling, not just a thought. You feel it in your body a little. That's the whole thing. 8 seconds. One real, small, good thing. Right before sleep. Here is why it matters more than the other two. Whatever emotional state your brain is in at the exact moment you fall asleep gets reinforced overnight. Your brain runs its overnight processing and consolidation cycle using that state as its anchor. If you fall asleep stressed and anxious, your brain reinforces those patterns while you sleep. If you fall asleep with one small, genuine good feeling, your brain reinforces that instead. Over weeks and months, your morning baseline shifts. Not dramatically, not overnight, but measurably, consistently, really. The mornings get lighter. Not because your life changed, because what your brain practiced every night changed. Cold showers can't do this. They happen at the start of the day. The 8-second reset happens at the point where your brain is most plastic, most receptive, and most ready to be shaped. That's why it's the one that changes things permanently, not just temporarily. So which one is better? Honestly, it depends on what you're trying to do. If you want a sharp, fast physical wake-up that builds a habit of doing hard things, and you actually enjoy the cold, keep the cold shower. It's a real tool. It produces real benefits. And if it helps you feel good and start your day with a sense of accomplishment, that's worth something. But if you're looking to actually change how your brain defaults, if you want to fix the flatness, the anxiety, the sense that nothing quite feels good anymore, cold showers are a supplement, not the solution. They work on the symptoms. The 5-second reset works on the source. The best version is both. Cold shower in the morning if you love it. Physiological sigh when anxiety hits. 10-second good moment during the day. 8-second sleep signal at night. You don't have to choose between physical discipline and mental rewiring. But if you only have room for one, if you're choosing between something that requires perfect conditions and something that works anywhere, in any state, at any time of day or night, the answer is obvious. The tool you'll actually use is the one that changes your life, not the one that sounds the most impressive in a YouTube thumbnail. Stop trying to fight your brain with outside things and start talking to it from the inside. That's the whole shift. Not more suffering, not more shock, more signal. The right signal, at the right time, in the right place. 5 seconds. 10 seconds. 8 seconds before sleep. That's the whole system. You don't need to be a wellness guru. You don't need an ice bath or a 5 a.m. alarm or a perfect morning routine that you'll abandon by February. You just need to know where the on switch is. And now you do. Use it tonight, right before you close your eyes. One small good thing. 8 seconds. That's where it starts. Tell me in the comments, are you a cold shower person? Or are you going to try the 5-second reset? Or both? Drop your answer below. And if you try Reset 03 tonight and something feels different in the morning, come back and tell me. I read every one. And someone else reading your comment tomorrow might need that one small piece of proof before they try it. Share this with someone who's been trying cold showers for motivation and wondering why the results don't last. They're not doing anything wrong. They're just using the outside fix for an inside problem. This might be what they've been looking for.